Hey, hey, hey. I had to unmute my mic 3 times. This is obviously a last second live stream because I am completely unorganized, disorganized, disheveled, but I do have an amazing shark shirt on. And I think that makes up for everything at this point. So I just have a few minutes. I thought I would come on and share a little artwork with those of you who are interested in seeing such things. And I do have to draw in a sketchbook. I should have 2 sketchbooks, but the problem is one of the guys sent me the money, said, hey, this is for a sketch in a sketchbook. And I went, great. They didn't tell me who he wanted in the sketchbook. So I had to email him, and I'm still waiting to hear back. So I've got one I know for sure. So we'll do that. And I gotta let you guys know, Sunday night, huge. It's going to be a huge show, the 1,000 sub celebration show. Illustrator, character designer, comic book artist Mark Nelson will be joining me. He'll be our special guest. I'll take a look at his artwork, talk about his career, things like that. Of course, Shelley Showtime will be with us. We've got some new videos. We've got some fun stuff. Snacks, of course, will be a huge part of what we're doing. In fact, it may be so busy, we may not get any drawing done. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Humphrey Bear is here. He seems confused, but oh no, he's got it figured out now. Joe Bernardo is here, of course, from Vegas. Statistical Zero is here. How about that? You know, in Statistical, I'm doing your sketchbooks, so I'm pretty sure it's yours. Yeah. You wanted the Spectre, right? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's take a look first at some artwork. If I can push the correct button. Of course, we're all aware of this. This is Wraith of God. It's my new graphic novel project. It is in its pre-launch page stage right now. Pre-launch page stage. How about that? And so you can zip over there at any moment and sign up for it if you haven't yet. I would appreciate it if you do that. It's just an email sign up so that I know who's interested in the project. It's kind of important for me to sort of gauge my numbers going into this project, which will go live mid-August, mid-October. Better go live before that. But anyway, the link is in the description down here. If you're watching on YouTube, it's also on both my Facebook pages and on Instagram and on my bio page, and on Twitter and my profile page. So I've got links everywhere. So anyway, I would appreciate your patronage and to go check that out. And that's one of the things I'm going to share right now, if I just might. I'm going to have to get my camera situated here, and we will switch cameras. And there's a sketchbook, but that's not what I'm going to show you first. What I'm going to show you first is this. This is page 3. Doggone it. It's crazy autofocus. Will not stay off. Okay. So anyway, let's zoom in here a little bit and take a closer gander at this. Okay. This is page 3, and it is inked, as you can see. So we have our lead bad guy yelling at the Wraith. We have the Wraith lifting up his pistol there. We get our lead bad guy shot through the eye. You know, so there's some violence in this, I'm not going to lie. He falls back into the fire, the campfire there. So he's seen better days. And you'll notice I did both of my own sound effects there. Just like the good old days at Marvel and DC when they used to do that sort of stuff on the board. Here's our little 2-panel Steranko sequence of one dude running away, another dude running away. stretched over 2 panels. What I'm going to do here, the mistake I made here is I didn't make this panel border thick enough, because, or the distance here thick enough, which I do have a little bit of room to play with. So I am going to widen this out in the old computer program, not on the original art. Just so there's just a little, this gutter has a little bit more distance between it, so we get just a little bit passage of time, so we don't feel like this is all these 3 panels are connected, like these 2 are connected. So anyway, and there's our Wraith jumping off the rock after our guy who's running away. Let's see, that's kind of cool. And again, this is all inked with pens, not brush, because I want to get a rougher, looser, more angular feel to the line work. You can kind of see it there in the leg, but it's funny, you know, I look at this and I think this is, you know, this is looser art for me, but you just look at it, it really doesn't. And that just goes to, it doesn't look it that way. It doesn't look like it is, you know. And I think that's part of the thing is you get so focused, you know, being a slick inker like I normally am and a real tight penciler, that you just get so hyper focused on little minor areas of detail that when you're able actually to kind of pull back and look at the whole piece as a whole, instead of just focusing on, oh, you know, what's going on in this finger right here, which you think is really loose, or I'm not going to say sloppy because I don't like to use that word, but it all sort of comes together as a full picture, and it doesn't look loose at all. It looks very tight and very clean, but still maintaining some of that energy that was in the pencils, which I think to a certain degree gets lost with real slick brush inking. So, and a lot of this, you know, the extra detail in here, the cross hatching and so forth, you can see a little bit of that highlighting in the hat there. This will probably come out more obviously when it's printed, because this, even though this is my high def camera, it still doesn't really give you a super sharp image like I'd like to see. But anyway, so there's that. I want you guys to know that even though the campaign has not officially started yet, I'm working on it. So I need to get the first 3 pages colored. So they'll be on display along with all 3 cover options and a few other things on there, like a sticker set and some trading cards and a limited edition print. You know, there's going to be different things available, along with I does look like I'm going to be able to get some copies of Power Cube, the trade paperback, and some of these Garbage Man trades in a limited number, like maybe 40 or 50 of them, that I'll be able to offer in a package deal on the when the campaign goes live as well, if you want to get like everything at once. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's get back in here. Leg Kick has showed up. Now this is pretty impressive, because Leg Kick, of course, as we know, is always here. This is completely unannounced. I didn't even like preview this at all. I just went live and Leg Kick is here. Well, look at this. Statistical Zero says, that's awesome. This is actually the first bit of original art I have ever purchased. I'm going to see it happen live right here. Okay. Jeff Potts came after me pretty hard on, was it, yeah, it was Mike Miller's show the other night. And so I owe him big time. So let's get this started off right. So that's for a previous offense. There's Matt right there. Hey, I'm the guy who forgot to put in the sketch request. My bad. I'll send you an email response with it. Okay. That's Matt. So we're not doing Matt's today, though. We're only going to do statistical zeros. I've only got a short period of time for I have to go pick my daughter up from work, and I just finished that Wraith page, and I thought, you know what, I want to share it. And I do have the sketchbook to do, so we're gonna jump on that in just a second, as soon as I give all of you guys the proper attention. Joe, are you kidding me? You honestly don't think I know what that's from? You don't think about a shark. He's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes. It's from Jaws, of course. The Wraith of God creator draws the wrath of God. Indeed. Sweet inks. Why is the inks reflecting shines? Because because the black ink is in a lot of ways like a varnish, and it reflects, highly reflective. Free sub sandwiches for all. No, you're gonna have to bring your own food. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out a way to like feed you guys via the internet, so you can only watch me eat. Look at that. Stoneman says, I'm more of a cosmic superhero fan, but with your great looking art, I'm signed up for this book. Thank you, Stoneman. I appreciate it. And if this is successful, you might get your wish with the cosmic superhero thing. So, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh, here come all the Jaws quotes. Anyway, we delivered the bum. The Hiroshima bum. Now, I knew that. I knew the dog was Pippet. I knew that. There are no snacks today. This is a really kind of an abbreviated show. I'm saving it for, well, let your imagination go wild, Stoneman. But actually, the character will be in the sticker set when my campaign goes live. There'll be like, it'll be not only of course, the Wraith of God, and there'll be a Kit Carter sticker in there. There'll be a Garbage Man sticker in there. There'll be the Nightclub will be in there that's appearing in Garbage Man, and some other characters too that you guys have never even seen or heard of before. That hopefully we'll get a chance to use in the not too distant future. Between this and Alien Alamo, I'm getting spoiled for Western books. I love it. Look at that. Statistical Zero is a Western fan. Well, that's probably a fad, right? Hey, Hyper Kaiju comes in. Finally, some quality entertainment. He knows how to kiss up to the host. All right, so let's draw the Spectre, shall we? Wow. The fresh scent of new printing. I love it. Just in case there's someone out there, someone who doesn't know what this is my Raw Imagination 20 Years of Sketches hardcover sketchbook. 64 pages of full color. You can get one for 25 bucks plus $5 shipping, or you can get one with the sketch inside, which I'm about to do. You know what? I'm going to move this. I'm going to scoot back even farther, see if I can get out from underneath that hot light that I don't know if that helped at all. But anyway, these are available, and it's as simple as PayPaling me the money. And of course, telling me why you're PayPaling me the money is always like super important. But even more so as important is giving me your address with the PayPal payment so that I can actually mail you your book or whatever it is that you might order. Of course, my PayPal address is aaron@aaronlopresti.com. If I can reach all the way over here, I can do this. Oops, sorry, I'll do this. There you go. That's how you get a sketchbook, right there. It's so easy. A child could do it. Okay, so back to the Spectre. I always draw that hood and it never comes down as far as it should, so I always have to end up adjusting it. Now, Well, you know, I was going to say, I'm not really sure why I love the Spectre so much. And I thought, well, maybe it's because Neil Adams drew him. But that's not entirely true, because I remember getting, like, you know, the Spectre #1. I'm not, you know, I wasn't reading the Spectre in 1968. I was only 4. I'm not as old as Art to Bear. But I did pick it up, you know, as a secondhand item. And it was Murphy Anderson who did the art in that. So I was going to say that I love the Spectre because of Neil Adams, but, you know, I also loved him when Murphy Anderson was drawing him. So I just love the Spectre. And also the Jim Aparo series that Michael Fleischer wrote in the 70s in Adventure Comics is fantastic. If you have not checked that out, you should, because it's the stuff that legends are made of. Some of the dialogue doesn't really hold up, I have to admit, but the storylines themselves are really, really good. And how the whole thing wraps up and comes together at the end is pretty awesome. So I do recommend that. I sense a lot of terribly brutal cross-hatching coming up. Oh, well. Let's go back to comments here and see. Giant scissors, yes. If Tom Mandrake was the first Spectre artist for you, you are young. Oh, please. Oh, look at that. He is reading through it right now. Actually, the Wraith doesn't have a Wraith cave. Well, in this story, they sort of do, but he has like a wagon that he takes with him, a horse-drawn carriage, like an old, not bigger than a stagecoach, but it's a wagon that sort of is a traveling cave that has all of his stuff in it. Oh, I didn't even have it. Well, that's not, I had a little trail mix today. I did have that, so that's kind of that's clearly a snack item. Not sure why I'm inking the nose first, but I am. Sort of excited about the big show on Sunday. I still have some videos to finish, so I'm getting a little nervous about it. I know what I know everything I'm doing for the show, but I am still got a little bit of, well, fair amount of work. Let's say let's say a lot of work to do, but fair amount of work. You guys need to be on time too. It starts at 5 on Sunday because I've got a brand new intro specifically made for the show. And if you're not on time, you won't see it. It'll be very depressing to me because I spent a fair amount of time, again, not a huge amount of time, but a fair amount of time putting it together. Actually, the inking approach that I'm using on Wraith of God was sort of developed by me doing all this sketching. Because one thing I always wanted to do but never really did successfully, like when I got sketches back, 25, 30 years ago from people at shows, they were sketches. They were kind of looser, they were kind of sketchy, and but people's, I guess maybe artists feeling like they had to keep up with each other, or constantly trying to one up one another, the sketches got more refined and more refined and more like finished art. And mine, I'm no exception to that. And I always liked sketches that were a little bit looser, that felt more like sketches than finished artwork. And so I've been working on trying to get back to some of that. And in so doing, I sort of developed this, especially for these sketchbook sketches, I developed these a looser, more freewheeling, if you will, approach. And then once I kind of got the hang of what I wanted to do and it was starting to look like I wanted it to look, I thought, you know what, I can incorporate this into, a real comic book style that you could use as finished art in a book. And of course, Wraith of God is the perfect project for that. Because of it being sort of a gritty spaghetti western kind of feel to it that I want to get. I don't think we're gaining anything being so far away from the computer console. What is this? What's Joe getting at here? You should do a Star Trek type opening when they revealed the Enterprise in the motion picture. As much as a Star Trek fan as I am, that movie was boring. And I do a pretty good job of putting you guys to sleep as it is without adding to the problem. And plus, if I showed that, YouTube and Facebook would shut me down, man. Where all my friends are getting shut down because of political commentary, I'm getting shut down for copyright infringement. Oh, I could take my Star Trek model, though, and like film my own Star Trek opening, right? Actually might be kind of funny. Although, when I did my top 10 album covers, I got Facebook tried to shut me down for using the ELO Out of the Blue album cover, just for showing the album cover, which is absurd because that's not copyright infringement when you're using it for critiquing or analysis purposes, which is what I was doing. So I don't know if I filmed a little Star Trek opening with the Enterprise. What if they shut me down? I couldn't use the Enterprise music, though, either. So what would I do? Hum it? See, there's all these kind of like little... I had this great opening I was going to do, and I'm not going to tell you what it was because I might still figure out a way to do it. But it was basically using the Mod Squad. And if you don't know what the Mod Squad is, it was a 70s detective TV show, and they were like young people. I don't know if they were supposed to be high school students before 21 Jump Street, or because I think they were too old to be high school students, but they were like supposed to be these hip cops that they recruited, to deal with the younger generation out there and stop the drug trafficking or whatever. But anyway, it is a great theme song. And I was going to use that theme song, but then I realized I couldn't without getting completely shut down and busted. So this opening I was going to do with the Mod Squad theme, I can't do, and I don't know if it's as effective without, because it was kind of it was a 70s sort of TV kind of homage opening. So I really need music that, from that era in one of those shows, but I know I'd get shut down if I used it. So, which I don't know, it's like Ethan Van Sciver does, he has that opening with The Never-Ending Story, and he actually uses clips from the video and never seems to get shut down. So I don't know why they're picking on me. I don't know. I'm sure there's a trick to it that I'm just not aware of. But let me take a second to remind you all how important it is to do this. That's right. We wouldn't be at 1,000 subs if you guys did not like and subscribe. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you're watching right now, please do. That's important stuff. As long as you don't monetize the views, you can do whatever. Well, that's not really true because I've been shut down multiple times already and I have not been monetizing yet. So you could ask Dan Fry. He loves making music. He could make you something that sounded like that as an intro. There you go. I've got a friend of mine too who's a really talented musician, but he's really busy and I can never quite get him to do it for me. And I would assume Dan's pretty freaking busy with his book and all his live streaming that he does. We're all sort of these weird live streaming addicts now, it seems. But I think I do way more drawing than anybody else does. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Although Finch's channel, I think, that's all it is drawing. And he has like 160,000 followers. I mean, that's pretty freaking impressive. I mean, he's, considerably more high profile than I am. So that would, but still, that's a lot. And I was looking at, oh, I can't think who it was now. Musician. I mean, like Patti Smythe from well, what was her band in the 80s? Anyway, I was listening to one of her songs last night, and she had 80,000 followers on her site because she had posted the music on her YouTube channel. She had 80,000 followers, which that's pretty impressive. That's half of what Ethan has and half of what David Finch has. I thought that's pretty remarkable. When you're getting, when you're getting more subscribers than, a famous pop star / rock star from the 80s and 90s, that's pretty impressive, I think. Scandal, that was the name of her group. Oh yeah, dude, I'm totally old school. Yeah, it's Jim Corrigan or it's nothing for me. Oh really? Oh wait a minute. Oh really? I'm gonna have to check that out. Dude, you're asking the wrong guy. I have no answers for that. Could be. Could be. Yeah, he probably. Well, I mean, if he's got twice as many subscribers, so right now he probably is more famous than she is. And it's funny, my shorter videos get more advertising put on them because they get more full views, I guess, and more comments. Because I think comments in the videos is also sort of a trigger for getting attention from YouTube as to what they should put advertising on and what they shouldn't. So. Okay. So my biggest challenge right now is to get all my, I gotta grab my white pen, hang on a second. The challenge for me is getting all the artwork done that needs to get done and colored for my launch page before I launch. That's the trick. As my wife would say, I've got a bit of a live streaming problem in that I do it a ton. So, which then keeps me from actually drawing when I'm doing this stuff. Although I am drawing, but this is not obviously work that's helping me get my project done any faster. But I've got, I think I shared last time, I'm going to be doing some work in a pop-up book here, Marvel characters. And those of you may or may not know that I did a pop-up book for DC many moons ago. And so the same people that did that one are now doing a Marvel one, and they wanted me to be involved. And of course I said, yeah, I'll do it. And so I'll be doing that. And I got a book cover for a guy to do as well. Not to mention a couple commissions that some people are patiently waiting on. Although, like a good businessman, I didn't take any money up front, so they can't be too mad at me until I actually take their money and then don't give them a sketch or a commission, which I never do, of course. There it is, Jim Corrigan, Spectre. Don't mess with the Spirit of Vengeance. Oh, wait a minute, Spirit of Vengeance, that's Ghost Rider, right? So, all right, so that was fun. Quick little exercise. I got to open up the old Bat book, though, and see where we're at. Oh. Full bust commissions, black and white, are like $100, 9x12. I don't really do them, but I started doing them at cons when I couldn't fit other stuff in. So yeah, I can do that. Spectre makes Ghost Rider look like Winnie the Pooh. He does. He is. Everett Todd he's backing me up. He's the Spirit of Vengeance as well. Yeah, okay, there's Joe's. How much are full bust commissions? $100. That's black and white. Like this, but just more of it. Look at that. Statistical Zero. If you could see the smile on my face right now, thanks, Aaron. It looks amazing. God bless. Thank you, Statistical Zero, and God bless you as well. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, they say one thing, but they're doing another thing to me. I can tell you that. Hey, there's Winston. He's getting here just in time to see me leave. Do I do high fantasy art? Meaning, do I do high quality fantasy art? I don't know what you mean by high fantasy. If you mean, you know, Lord of the Rings type stuff, heck yeah, I love it. This is number 304. I have a James Bond sketch cover I got to do too, but I don't know if I'm going to do that on air or not. Because I got to get it done, but I don't know. I can't. I'm not going to be live streaming tomorrow, and of course Sunday. Of course, we have the big show, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to draw on that or not. We got a lot of stuff to do on there. We shall see. So yeah, this is 304. So we're moving right along on here. So again, there it is, the Spectre. So it was good fun. Low fantasy is darker, grittier, more realistic. High fantasy is like Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Tolkien and such. There you go. Yes, I do. I love it. There we go. I see you guys are way more just in tune to the lingo than I am. Boom, there I am. Okay, so that was pretty much it. I wanted to do a quick one today, and I have done it. 38 minutes. That's going to be a freaking record for me. Well, you know, I do take Square, if that's what you mean. I am like tech man. My website's not set up with a system to take money. There's just I'm so like I'm like a caveman, really. So let's take a look at this really quickly again. This is the third page to Wraith of God, all inked and ready to get scanned and colored. I'm very excited about this. So anyway, it was a simple, quick little thing today, but we did it. And oh, Paul, you just got in. But it's short, so you can go back and look at the drawing if you want. It's a Spectre, so it's good times. And we've got a little bit close-up, previous close-ups on the artwork there that you can check out as well. Ooh, little Queen reference. Flash. Singing, I can't do. I can draw high fantasy, but I can't sing high notes. So when am I going to do more Kit Carson? That's an excellent question. I have no answer for it. My intent is always to be doing it, but you know, things get in the way and things get pushed aside. And well, I have at least 3 more daily strips to get those done and posted, and then I'm going to start looking at, you know, doing a book. So but like I said, I got to get Wraith of God done first. And the thing is, once I get back on a regular schedule where I'm drawing pages in a book on a regular schedule, which will be Wraith of God, then it's easier, as weird as it sounds, it's easier for me to fit in extra things on the side, because if I say, okay, I got to get a page done a day, right? So I do that page. When that page is done, if it takes me 4 hours, if it takes me 8 hours, whatever, then I have the rest of the day, the work day, to say, okay, what else can I do now? When I'm kind of scrambling like I am right now, where you've got a million different things going on and nothing concrete, you end up all over the place and not being as productive as you might be otherwise. So I hope to, once I start working on Wraith of God full time, I hope to be working on Kit Carter more regularly. It doesn't make any sense, but that's probably exactly what will happen. So thank you, Stoneman. I appreciate that. Let me show my appreciation. Thank you. Get a little teary, a little misty. Well, everybody, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being a part of Aaron. Of course, I'm joking. This wasn't Aaron. Okay, that was an accident. I didn't mean to push it twice. But someone did ask about an Aaron con in here. Probably I will do another one at Christmas time. I'll probably do a Christmas con. We'll see. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So you guys make sure you come in Sunday at 5 Pacific time. That's 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central. I don't know what Mountain time. But the big show, 1,000 sub show, it's going to be humongo. Bring your snacks. And so I will see you guys in, wow, 48 hours. Amazing. All right. Thanks for joining me, guys. And we will see you next time.